20 years goes by, folks. 20 years. And the music career is on ice while he just focused on, I guess, the movies for the most part. We had TV show appearance here and there, right? Well, here we are in 2025 at the time of this recording. Okay? And all of a sudden, we're getting this new music from him, starting with an EP, and he's coming at us with a cadence in a way that, see, Gen Z, you wouldn't have any reference unless you really went back and did your homework on him. And he has a lot of catalog, honey. Here comes the Men in Black, Galaxy Defenders. Here come the Men in Black, want you to remember, Galaxy Defenders. Yes. This is the Judge and Jury of Music, aka Queen Millennial, and today we are talking about Will Smith and how Will Smith can save his career in the digital age that we find ourselves in. How Will Smith can redeem himself with not just millennials, and I don't really think millennials are really against anything he's doing. We're used to Will in a certain light, especially when it comes to his music. But how he can redeem himself with Gen Z, basically. Okay, the rebrand, how he needs to be focused, how he needs to be more strategic. Who the heck is on his team, that's not giving the proper advice for him? He needs to talk. We'll get into all the goods. But anyway, before we get into the meat and potatoes, as usual, a word. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. But mainly what's on my mind recently is the New World Order. And the question is, are you ready for the New World Order? And what that really entails. Because just like artists want a music label, usually no contracts that are presented to them is actually in their favor. It's actually all in the music execs and labels' favor and people behind the scenes working, and the artist ends up absolutely effed. Okay? Most of the time. So it's basically the same thing playing out when it comes to this New World Order. And what that means for us poor working class people at the bottom who never truly had a chance at all. Unfortunately. We do our best, well, some of us, we do our best. We fight tooth and nail. Some of us still have dreams. But at the end of the day, the powers that be could just derail your life like that. Now, what do? What do I do? Now, I don't want to put a damper on your world, especially if it's been a depressing morning already for you or angry. It was just something that was on my mind. It was the word I had to get off my chest, But yeah, that was the word. Food for thought. This is that girl or it's not that girl. I'm Worklina, the workhorse. And on this show, we talk about popular music and popular artists from today, yesterday, and beyond. Today, we are talking about the legendary Will Smith, and has been a part of my childhood and just of my life throughout the whole thing. Okay, as a millennial. So Will Smith is obviously in hot water with his career in this new age that he where we are now in the digital world, which he has yet to grapple with and understand and how to move in it, obviously, because these are the actions, these are the results, okay? So I want you to go ahead and get that popcorn, get them chips, get that candy, get them sodas, whatever drinks, Modelo, Alizé, Monet, honey, I don't know. Get the big screen TV out, because this it's that girl or it's not that girl. Take it away. Welcome back in. Thank you so much. This is It's That Girl or It's Not That Girl. Now, I'm Peyton 3.0, okay? The artist, the musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, and not the influencer. Now, those are great platforms and tools, as I say in all my episodes, to build that brand, business, name, reputation up. But most importantly, the community. And hopefully you will join this community today by smashing that like button. Also, word of mouth is still the best form of advertising and marketing ever. So share people that you know that like artists, commentary, reaction, and reviews. No, I'm here in the building, honey, ready to entertain and inform. Okay, because music artists is my whole world, since I am one, first of all. And of course, to really truly become part of the community for real, well, first of all, you have to actually engage with the video. That means YouTube likes, the conversations in the comment section. Make sure if you're a returning viewer that you subscribe. If you like today's episode, I know like the first time you meet somebody on YouTube, you're not going to subscribe right away, because I know I don't, right? I might like the episode, but I'm like, I got to get to know you a little bit more. Let me see another episode or two when I come around, okay? I might not necessarily binge their content, because sometimes I don't always get that feeling, right? But when maybe the third time I see them, the fourth time I see them, then I want to subscribe. Boop. Because obviously I keep returning, right? Not convinced. Okay, great. You've earned my trust. Boop. So hopefully I can earn your trust today or tomorrow. I'm here every day, folks. I don't take a break. I'm on YouTube every day, honey. I show up every single day, because my name is Worklina, the workhorse. Okay, and I am mighty ambitious, honey. So hopefully I earn your vote. Vote for me for president. Nah, never that. Anyway, that's it. Oh, notification bell for more videos. Let's get right on into this. Okay, so how Will Smith can save his career. Will Smith is a legend, and he was a music artist first, appearing in the early 90s with hits like Summertime. Okay, and along the way, somebody looked at him for a television opportunity called Fresh Prince, and decided they wanted him for the role, right? And so that's what he played for at least 91, 92 through like 1998. So it was a pretty long running series at that time. While he did the dabble in movies, he became a movie star in the meantime, and he did his music as well. Right, with such hits as Getting Jiggy With It, Miami, Men in Black, yes, and people were rocking with it, because Will Smith was, here's the thing with Will Smith, as an artist, Will Smith never really conformed to what most rap artists were, right? He was the family-friendly guy who came up with the more family-friendly kind of music. Some people who would call it corny, who were trying to be, too cool for school, whatever. I like Will Smith's brand personally. Rap was refreshing and it was non-threatening. Okay, and I liked it, so I became a fan of him as not just an actor, Loved his movies, loved his music. Well, Will takes a break from his last album, which had the song Switch on it, in 2005. Okay? And then he leaves his music career right there.
Okay.
Welcome back to another halftime show. I am Peyton 3.0, the artist, musician, entertainer, aka the brightest MC in the world. Now, we want to get this kicked off right. Blood pressure, you worked all day like the messenger. Worked so hard that the bills are high. All you do is cry. Me a freaking try. Punch that clock every freaking day. Still on the money you got to pay. Forget that me, I need relief. For you gotta scream, you're the freaking chief. Some take care of the freaking kids. Much you play, but you're freaking lit. Stress too much, always in no rush. Shouldn't even rush. You're feeling flush. What is it that you're gonna do? Gotta have some good relief for you. Something getting out when the music plays every freaking day. All I got to say is jump. And now, the song.
I know you're out there looking for a stress reliever.
You're looking for a stress reliever out there.
Drugs, the alcohol,
here we go.
But let me tell you what you need to do. Here we go. Blood pressure, you worked all day like the messenger. Worked so hard that the bills are high. All you do is cry me a freaking try. Punch that clock every freaking day. Still on your money, you got to pay. Fuck that shit, man, you need relief. But you got is grief for the fucking cheap. Some take care of the freaking kids. Munch your plate for your freaking lid. Stress too much, always in a rush. You need even brushing, you're feeling flush. What is it that you're gonna do? Gonna have some relief in you. Time to get out with the music plays every freaking day. All I gotta say is jump, turn that music loud. I wanna see your hands in the crowd. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Lose your mind to the beat. Shake it up, keep moving your feet. You gotta get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up, get it turned up. Get the stress.
And that is all I will be giving you, okay? Anyway, if you want to hear that song in its entirety, then comment in the comment section. You ready? Let me hear that song. And I most certainly will, absolutely for free. Saturday morning, jumped out of bed and put on my best suit. Got in my car, raced like a jet, on the way to you. Knocked on your door, heart in my hand, to ask you a question. I know that you're your old-fashioned man. Can I have a son for the rest of my life? Say yes, I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessings till the day I die. So luck, my friend, answer still no. Why you gonna be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gonna be so rude? I wanna marry him anyway. Marry him anyway. No matter what you say. Marry him anyway. Why you gonna be so rude? Why you gonna be so rude? We ain't gonna be so rude. 20 years goes by, folks. 20 years. And the music career is on ice while he just focused on, I guess, the movies for the most part. With TV show appearance here and there. Right? Well, here we are in 2025 at the time of this recording. Okay? And all of a sudden, we're getting this new music from him, starting with an EP, and he's coming at us with a cadence in a way that, see, Gen Z, you wouldn't have any reference unless you really went back to do your homework on him. And he has a lot of catalog, honey, to get through. Because he was just a movie star, like I said, TV star, movie star, and an artist. Okay? So you really had to be there. And I think that's what a disconnect really comes from. And what he could have done to successfully bridge the gap. Number one, that fiasco at the Oscars, that was unnecessary. Especially for a new generation possibly watching. Or even if they weren't watching, it was going to get around on the internet. And all they have to do is see that and discredit you. Right? The hardcore Will Smith fans have, even after the slapping thing, have never flinched. They were confused. I thought it was all an act. And still to this day, I feel like it was an act that was put on. Seriously. There's no way that could have been real. There's no way that could have been raw. Something to me just would have cleaned the buttermilk. And I don't think, what's her name that was behind him? Who's a big movie star as well. Nyong'o, something like that. She didn't look like she looked like she thought that it was a part of an act too. The way her face, her body language and her face communicated. Okay? And so I'm just here like, this has got to be like an act, right? Because first of all, if you've been paying attention enough to Will and Jada, they haven't really been together. Speculations have been coming out a long time with them too. Okay? But they didn't really have, at that time, everybody pretty much knew who was on the Will Smith train and Jada, that these two were not the Hollywood couple and couple goals that they presented themselves to be. It was all mainly a ruse. Okay? So, that was an awkward thing that I don't think bring his career reputation down, but it was surely a footnote in it, right? Now, I still at this point don't think Will Smith has a grapple on this new digital age. Now, here we go. He drops an EP, and he's coming at us earlier this year, January or something like that. And I did my review on that as well. He's coming out in the way that he's never called us before with his rapping. I mean, it's hard. He's really spitting on some of these songs on the EP, and I'm praising him for the switch up. You know, I felt like a rebrand was here for who Will Smith was as an artist 20 years later, well into his adult years, right? Right, okay, great. I didn't even know a full album was on its way. I just found out about it because of another YouTuber, and it was 2 days after my birthday in March this year. Okay, called Based on a True Story. Now, I gave the album, what was it like? I think 7 or 8, which is still a good number, okay? Because on some of the songs, he was really coming back at us with that hard kind of edge in talking his as he should, right? So I'm thinking that we're moving in the right direction. And he even said himself, when he first was going to go back into the idea of his music career, he asked Jay-Z and Nas, of all people, how should I approach this? And they said, just be honest. Okay? They told him to just be honest. And actually, I mean, that's where all this hard edge and talking ish came from, because he took the advice. Or at least we thought he took the advice. Okay. Fast forward, we're now in... He dropped the EP in the winter time of this year. He dropped the album based on a true story, which I'm going to pin for you to watch my review of it at the end of this. And top of spring, now he's back on the prowl in the summertime. And the first thing I think he went away for a minute after the slap, and he tried to apologize. Whatever. Okay, so he's been kind of like gone for like a minute, right? Comes back, and the first thing that with what we get is a song that will get him laughed on Next Century by Gen Z. So I don't know what his target demographic is supposed to be at this point. Was he going for a new fan base as well as the fan base that knew him in Millennials and Gen X? Or was it also to accomplish Gen Z? Because once again, there's so many ways you could have done the strategy based on what you were going for, right? Today, you really have to be refined in how you do this. So, with that being said, I haven't really been getting a lot of Will Smith content for some reason. And I'm not on the other social medias like that. I've already sworn out the Facebook, the TikTok, and all that stuff, Instagram. And while only if I'm getting paid every day for my friend's account, okay, I'm on working for him on it. But as for me, I'm ghost. Except for YouTube. YouTube is the only one that I focus on, because this is that girl today, okay? The other ones are ASS, if you ask me. Anyway, and it's been a long time to come to this conclusion. Long time. Anyway, the first thing he drops is a song called Pretty Girls. Oh, I forgot the interviews of him trying to freestyle. We can obviously tell that I never really paid attention before. Freestyling is not his strong suit. Okay? There are writers, and Will Smith, like I said before, is more of a writer. His raps come out way better when he's writing than if he's trying to freestyle. That's not your wheelhouse. And like I said before, today, you don't really have to do all of that to prove that you're a real MC, you're a real rapper, because the game has changed. Okay? And I think that you've been studying your son close enough, because he's in that generation, to understand how you possibly should move with a happy medium, right? Even when I saw those, because YouTubers are making episodes on him, flinched at him, because I was like, Will, that's what you got? Freestyling? Drop the freestyle, Will. Drop the freestyle. It ain't for you. Unless you're going to work on it. Okay? unless you're going to work on it. But when you're as big as you are, you got to be more strategic. If you're a nobody, you can make all the mistakes like that in the world. Nobody cares. Because in their eyes, you're a nobody. But when you're somebody like Will Smith, you gotta be, come on. So he dropped The Pretty Girls, and I also did a review on that as well. The video was comedic. I enjoyed the video because it was comedy. But the thing is with the song, take away the video, and the song itself. First of all, it's like the brand. Okay, you were over here with your branding. Okay, bam, you were getting hard. You were talking your shit, and then you come out with this. That's more like Welcome to Miami. That's more like your older hits from your younger years, and nothing wrong with that. But he's getting roasted online, right? Talking about I love Pretty Girl. I like the electro beat for the most part, but it's just, he could have came up with a better single than that. I know you got better songs in the hatchet for a new project you may release this year too, right? He may be guaranteed to release 2 projects. Okay, great. But I don't think Pretty Girls was the way to go. Matter of fact, he just scrapped that song. And still with the brand of just being honest and not the corny version. There's still plenty of us in Gen Z and X that like that. But you're going to be on this online, sir. You're going to get a large majority of the trolls coming at you. Okay, so honestly, I would just do this if I was being smart. For all of the established acts in the business, I'll be trying to bring on as many fans as possible. New generation, great. How can we stay true to ourselves, but at the same time appeal to that new generation as well? And I think you have cross-generational audiences in your wheelhouse, right? Number 1, Will Smith needs to go away again. Get silent this summer. Maybe give it 3 to 4 months. Enough of all this riffraff to die down. And then come back out with something that's hard hitting, that turns the heads. Less corny. Maybe work on that delivery as well. Really rebranding in a way that people, they drop on the floor. What does 50-something year old Will Smith sound like now? Like, what do you have to say? You start off the year good, and then you hit the fan with Pretty Girls. We need you to come with something different than that at this point, sir, because it's not going to fly today. Leave the jiggy with it in the Miamis. Leave those in the classic hits. Don't try to recreate that magic now. We need a total reinvention, and you to for continuity. Continuity is very important in your branding, in your marketing. And you after that. That's okay. That's okay, Will. You can save it by doing exactly what I said. You can save it. But you got to go away again. Stay off of social medias. Nothing. Silence. Let the internet forgive and forget, first of all. If you come up with something that's really can compete with the market of what's going on right now, like if you can set the trends, or figure out a way to fit into the market of what's going on right now that doesn't make it seem like a midlife crisis to people. And don't bring the goofy in it either. Leave the goofy out. Leave it out. And come back unexpected. And if you ain't got the freestyle down, don't freestyle on none of these shows. Because that's an opportunity for you to get clowned down. Leave it alone. Be honest with people. They want authenticity, honey. Well, here's the thing. That's a double-edged sword, okay? Some authenticities people don't want. It's not attractive to them. So Will Smith at this stage of life has had to have some kind of real growth. We've heard it already in the first two products you released this year to some degree, but bring it home this time. When you come back, how much better can you be? What kind of growth have you had? How many layers do you have at 54? Or 50, whatever, how old you are. You're in your 50s. Right? Because right now, your career needs a doctor, honey. And I'm the doctor. Dr. Cross. Thank you so much. Dr. Cross is here to save the day. Because obviously nobody in your team is there to, is there to save the day, Mr. Smith. And now your career is back on crutches. We need you to heal and get off those crutches. So give it 3 to 4 months before you come out of those crutches and reappear again, but reappear with something that is worth talking about positively that not even Gen Z can deny you. If you can't do that, here's my advice. Don't come back at all. Don't come back at all. This has been Peyton 3.0, the artist, the musician, the entertainer, not the content creator, not the YouTuber, not the influencer. If you got your entire life today and you agree with me, please smash that like button and share people that you know to like artist commentary, reaction, and reviews. And to truly become a part of this community here today, okay, you got to go ahead and hit the subscribe, comment. Like I told you, YouTube loves a robust comment section, tells the AI to push it out to more people, so more exposure gets to the channel, because you know the channel deserves this exposure, honey. You know, you get me? Oh, okay, yes, girl. Anyway, notification bell for more vids. I work every day. I said I was Lena, the workhorse, and I not. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the comment section. Let's talk about Will Smith and what do you think Will Smith can do for a real comeback? Let's have a discussion. You still here? I thought I ended this thing. Oh, you want to know what other video you can watch. Okay, I already told you, but let me remind you. I'll put the video up here on the screen. Any second it should pop up, and get your life. Have a great day.